What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Highland Brewery. I am a little nervous about this one. We're trying to break 10 below, but as I have laid out in the first of the series, unfortunately you have to go and play the hardest possible layout, and Highland is not a difficult course. The hikes are a little intense. The shorts are fine, and pretty much all of them are reachable. The problem is when you play the longs, it gets really, really tough. Let's see if I can shoot even par. As opposed to the 200-foot hole one, this one, instead of ending at the bottom of the hill, 330 feet, you're gonna push straight and then hook left, and you're finishing at the top of the next rise. It's gonna be a pump. I'm gonna try to lift that rock, because at least with this one, I'll get a little bit of a flip up, because it needs to stay on hyzer. It just needs to be flipping up on hyzer. So we'll see how this works. Well, I didn't hit the gap, but I think I'm pin high. I tried. As far as placements of baskets and tee pads go, the front nine isn't too much off. Hole one obviously is going to be a little bit different. You're playing to a different basket, but for the most part, until you get to 8, they're pretty much all the same baskets, and maybe you have a slightly different fairway. Once you get to 8, it's a par 4. It's a little bit more difficult. Hole number 2 is 258, so actually I'm gonna put this back. I'm gonna throw an ND. Pretty much just push it straight there, get a tiny bit of a finish or a fade, and you should be pretty close. Or you hit the first tree. Normally I would just kind of tap these in without the camera rolling, but I need to make sure that I'm hitting some putts every once in a while at least, because I'm probably going to need it on the back nine. And now at hole 2 that you really haven't seen before. Did I say 2? I think I meant to say 3. Anyways, hole 3, 278 to the long pin position. So instead of the one that it's normally at, that's kind of right in the convergence of the 2 different fairways, this one is off to the right. So you have to throw a forehand that skips over there, or just get a panning turnover. So I'm gonna go with the forehand skip shot. There's a tree in the way. Hey, at least I can still see the basket. I'm 100% on C1 putts. I'm also 100% on pars. Hole 4, if you're gonna play it from the long tee pad, which this one may not be here for that much longer because cars typically tend to park right here, so you have to pick the right time of day if you're gonna play from here. 338, up at the top of the mound. If I can do similar to the throw from hole 1, I should be able to get up there, or close to up there. I just have to hit the gap. Turns out I hit a tree. And we haven't even hit the hard holes yet. is not the hole I expected this to happen on. This is for a bogey. That was the line. There's just a branch right in the line. Hole 5, 285. It's a soft backhand flex, or just throw something straight on a touch of anhyzer, and you should have an edge of circle luck. Touch of a couple of branches cut it up. So it faded out faster than I wanted it to, but I think we're edge of circle. A little bit further out than I would have hoped. That's a tap in. We're moving on to hole 6, 2 over par. Hole 6, 325. It's in the light mulch on top of that little mound down there. But it's because of how far downhill it is, you don't have to throw something that fast. You just need it to glide and stay straight. So I'm actually reaching for a putter because it gives me the best chance to not veer off right or left. Okay, mark the short pad. Okay, I need to find some holes where there's less trees. Oh wait, we're at Highland. Okay, it's another bogey, 3 over after 6. Hole 7, 314, it's gonna be a soft backhand flex. We're gonna go Lux Vapor method. Seriously. Oh, but I love a pyro shot. Love these tap-ins. Hole number 8 from long to long is 547 feet, par 4. I've played it once before. It's been on camera. I took a par. I threw only mid-ranges. But I learned something in that I think I need to adjust for this hole. I don't need to get so aggressive off the tee. I just need it in that open pine straw area down there. So whatever goes straight and maybe a little finish off to the right. So we're gonna go approach disc because it's downhill. Just throw it nice and soft, smooth, clean release, and it should go pretty straight with a touch of finish. Touch too high. Otherwise that would have been perfect. It flattened up. It was gonna go straight with a finish. Now I'm gonna have some scrambling. There's OB fins right, OB fins left down for this narrow tunnel. So I'm not trying to get too aggressive here. I'm gonna put myself in a good spot, or try to put myself in a good spot so that I can get up and down for my par. I think it's good. I've only played it once before, so I'm not really sure. Not as safe as I'd hoped. I don't like that. From there. This whole entire course is working out to be way harder than I thought it was, and I already thought it was hard. Just on the other side of that green traffic cone, that's where the basket is. I'm right here. Let's try for a throw in, but mostly try to park it so I can get a bogey. It'd be close. Okay, saved the bogey, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, saved a bogey. This is gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot harder than I thought it would be. Hole number 9, 356. I've never thrown from this tee pad. That is a much more difficult gap to hit. It looks like to hit than it looks like when you're standing on the short tee. That looks rough. This hole is gonna go pretty much straight with a touch of finish and fade off to the left side. We're gonna go with a disc that is brand new to my channel so far. This is a PD, C-Line PD. Got out of a used bin, and it's 169 grams. I went ahead and dyed it with it's not a true dip dye, but it gives you the same effect, similar to the Simon Lizotte Organ and Burr yellow and red PD, but because it's lighter weight and it was already used, it's pretty straight. So maybe a touch of anhydrous, but pretty much flat. Okay, I'm scrambling yet again. That's not a birdie. Easy to look for a par though, I think. Sorry, this is a par 3. That's not a par. Easy to look for a bogey. Oh, my knee hurts now. Not a great showing all around. Pretty bad, actually. We are moving on to the back 9, the harder 9, and we're currently 5 over par. Not looking good today. Hole number 10 from the long pad is actually only 305 feet. But look at that gap. The bigger gap is actually to go out here and throw a forehand through this left gap, because that's where the short tee pad's fairway is, and it's much wider. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I probably won't be able to I probably fade out too much, but I'm gonna try it. I'm on the hillside just across the creek. Hole 11, tee sign is wrong. There are not 2 placements. This is the only hole in the course that has 1 pad and 1 tee placement. There used to be another one, it eroded away, it's gone. There's another hole that has 1 basket and 1 tee pad, but it does have another placement where it can go to a long. This is the only one that's the same, shorts and longs. 280 feet, it's gonna bend off around to the right, but in reality, it's more of just a slight anhyzer backhand. It's really just a straight shot. Straight into that tree. I might go forehand here though, because from there, you have to hit the gap as a backhand turnover, but from right here, you're basically in the gap. You can just throw a forehand at it and hope it sits. Wow. I thought that had a chance to go in, and then there's another tree. I need to stop hitting trees. Trees are my enemy right now. We get 1 birdie and then we lose it all again. Let's try to get one on the next hole. Hole 12, 343, it is right there. It's very far uphill. Well, that's about as far as I can throw in essence. Okay, this is one I expect to take a par on. Most of the ones on the back are. I just can't. I don't have enough power to get all the way there. All that elevation we just climbed, we get to go back down it, 363 feet down there. It's par 3. It's just a really, really tight tunnel. So you have to hit it all the way clean, all the way down. It's not hard to reach it. First time I ever threw this hole, I threw a putter and I parked it, and I've never even got close to the bottom of the hill since, because it's just such a tight hole. Get clean. Get clean. Oh my. I just did it. I made it to the bottom. That is the second solo birdie I've had on this course, or on this hole, ever. This hole is so hard. Hole 14, 526 foot par 4. It goes through that gap that's up above to the right of the short pin. You go through that gap, and then you go further up onto the hillside, and you just hope you can get there for a 4. This one isn't that difficult as far as distance is concerned. It's not that far uphill. The problem with it is it's just so extremely tricky. If you miss by like 10 feet, you don't have a shot at the gap. It's really tough. Okay. I'm short enough that I might have a shot, but also I can probably lay up and be fine. I think that's what I'm gonna do, is just kind of chip my way up this fairway. Fairway. All right, now I have to go for the green from there. I think I'm close enough. I mean, there's the gap. Now I just gotta hit it and not roll away. I think I'm still really short. This hole, or this layout. And it's a lot further than I remember it being. Okay, that's a bogey. Not good. Not a great score, but 100% the back 9 is where I thought all the strokes were gonna come from. I'm just glad that I made 2 birdies. 2 birdies, 2 bogeys, and a par. Still at 5 over. 15 from the longs is 346. Push really straight with some finish. Let's go. I think I'm short. Hopefully I didn't roll. I think I'm short. I should have said I am very definitely a long way short. This is the second disc I found out here today. People are just losing gyro. Not because they're bad, just it's kind of dark. Hole 16 from the longs. 367 is down and left where the short pin is, so it's a little bit further. It's gonna be pretty much flat to hyzer, and we're going with my new favorite disc. I need a lot more air under that. That's a putt. Something I've noticed with all the form changes and stuff that I'm doing, you go in and throw on the tech disc, it's amazing. It tells you a lot of different things. I have a lot of nose down angle. The problem is I don't have enough launch angle to counteract the nose down, so it almost always ends up shorter than it should have been. If I could get the launch angle further up, I'd get more distance because it's nose down, so it keeps its speed better. But that's neither here nor there. Let's go make a putt. At this point, I think just all of the hiking, because this course is so intense as far as the hills go, I think all the hiking is getting to me. Not trying to make excuses. I'm just tired. And I don't putt that well when I'm tired. But for some reason I putt better on the harder putts and worse on the easier putts. Example, hole 16. Hole 17, 655 feet. I think this is the most difficult hole, par 4 hole in Asheville. The longest, the most treacherous. You have plenty of opportunities for rollaways. Basically the entire length of the fairway. There's rocks, there's roots. It's really difficult. It's not gonna play as tough as like hole 14 at Julian, because hole 14 at Julian has an OB creek, an OB swamp, and an OB road. No, 2 OB roads. So like the scoring separation of 14 is gonna be a lot bigger. This one is just really, really, really hard. we're gonna try it. Gonna go PD, just a soft turn on the forehand, and it should hold it because this one's not super beefy. This is about as pure as you could draw it up. There's gonna be some Pro Tour players playing this course on all of the hardest holes in about a month and a half-ish. I dare them to make it this far playing the hole blind. I know the hole, and this is the best throw I've ever had on this hole. And I still don't have a shot. Because I'm 200 feet away, which means that this thing went 450. Wow. Didn't think I could throw that far. I got a chance, folks. Like 15, maybe 20, 30 feet. I think I'm in circle one. But this course makes your depth perception really off, especially with all the leaves in. I think I'm close-ish. If you watched my channel earlier this spring, I tried to play this specific hole multiple times over and over and over again to try to get par. And I couldn't get par. I made it clean off the tee once. And this is no joke. Forehand putt, birdie. I am so much better than I was this spring, statistically speaking. So I'm still at 5 down. The back has had 3 bogeys and 3 pars, or 3 birdies, 3 bogeys. Oh boy, I can't even talk. That's how tired I am. 18, 502, par 4. Landing zone is about where the short or the middle pin is. You punch up there, backhand hyzer, land safe, and then you throw up the hill. It's a punch, it's a push. I'm gonna go litho rock on a hyzer release, and even if it flips up, there's a wind coming off the right side, so it should help push it further to the left. I didn't even see that branch. Worked out so well before. Let's go with it again. Forehand. Just a flex, but I know this isn't stable, but it should stable out pretty quick because of the uphill. It's gonna be tricky from there, but I think I might be able to get there with either mid-range or putter and take a par and finish at 5 over. Which is weird that you can shoot 5 over on the front 9 and end up the back still 5 over. I don't know how that works. Okay. Messed up 3 shots in a row. Still have a long look for par. This hole is not as hard as it might sound. Inches away. Six over. Does the scorecard look pretty? No. But I'm jazzed right now. I got 2 holes. Didn't even think I had a possibility of getting 13 and 17. And that's just, why am I trying to talk and walk up this hill? It's a bad idea. This is one of the few courses where I don't know if it's possible by myself, but if I birdie the holes I birdied, and birdie a lot of the other holes that I typically tend to birdie, you know, it might be a good time. But I'm gonna have to bring back somebody else. I'm gonna try to play this, and this may be the course that makes me come back more than once. So if you enjoy content like this, make sure to like the video. If you want to see something new, make sure to comment all that down below. Make sure to subscribe. Helps you out. All the subscriber only giveaways, and definitely helps me. And until next time, see you out on the course.